No one likes rejections. Nobody likes rejections. To my young people, especially who haven't lived enough life to know that at some point in your life you're going to be rejected in some way in life. And I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I'm not trying to bring negative energy away. I'm just being real. I'm being completely real with you. You may have actually faced it already. It could be a young lady that you like, or ladies, it could be a dude, a young man that you like, and you may have expressed interest to that person, to that young lady, young man, or that young man, young lady. You may have expressed interest and they simply turned you down. So you may have already started facing rejection at some point, even if you're young. But at some point in your life, as you evolve and grow, pursue jobs, careers, relationships, etc., you will face rejections in some way. Part being is because, for one, no matter how good of a person that you are, just in general, not even just speaking on being rejected when it comes to you being overlooked, when it comes to that job or whatever the case may be, we'll cross that bridge. But no matter how many good deeds that you do in life, no matter how good of a person that you are in life, no matter how good that you are to the world, you're not going to be liked by everybody. You're not going to be liked by everybody, and it's nothing that you can do. It's inevitable. It's law. It's just one of those things. You have hot, you have cold, you have good, you have bad. You have people that's going to like you, see the good in you, appreciate the value in you, appreciate and see the value in you, appreciate the good in you. Then we have the other side where that person can see the same tangibles. That person can see the same things within you. But the only difference between them and the people that actually appreciate it or show appreciation is they hate on you. The reality is they're not going to like you. They're envious for whatever internal battles and internal work that needs to be done within their life. For whatever that is, it's not your business to try to figure that part out. You can't figure everyone out, and you shouldn't try. But for some strange reason, some people are not going to like you simply because they see the good in you. They see something within you that they may lack within themselves, so therefore they hate, they envy, whatever the case may be. So it's inevitable. You're not going to be appreciated and liked and accepted by everybody in this world. You're not going to be valued by everybody. You will be rejected at some point in your life by somebody, whether it's an energy or whether it's a job interview or whether it's a relationship. And you have to learn to be okay with it. I know a lot of people take rejection hard. And in some ways of my life growing up, of course, I did too. I would say more so when it comes to relationships, starting at home with my family and stuff like that, being rejected, from my family, being a reject, being the black sheep in the family. I would say I got a chance, honestly, to learn the blessing a little bit early on in life when it came to being rejected, in terms of understanding the blessings within being rejected. Which brings me to my point in this video, So rejection can come in so many different forms, this can relate to so many different things in your life, but you have to grow to a point where you don't let it impact you negatively. You can't let it keep you down for too long. I know naturally we're humans. Nobody likes being rejected. There have been jobs that I've applied to, and of course, envisioning myself being in that position, envisioning myself, having an income that comes with that job description, envisioning myself actually working that job that I really, really wanted. And of course, being told no, getting that email that we hate to get, that rejection email of somebody else that has been chosen to be in the position that you applied for. That's just an example. And of course, we're human. Naturally, at first, we're not going to like it. It could be disappointing. Again, you're human. And at the same time, you can't let it keep you down. You got to learn how to take rejection and convert it into things that can actually be manifested into blessings. Let me slow it down. Let me repeat that again. At some point, you can't allow the rejections to get the best of you. You got to take those rejections, those same rejections, and find a way to sprinkle them into whatever it is that you do as you move forward, and convert them into blessings, and convert those rejections into blessings. How do we do that? How do we convert rejections into blessings? Well, it's all about our perspective. It's about how we see things. It's about how we take that energy and which way we want to convert that energy. We can go from taking the energy and getting into a depressed space, getting into a depressed state, feeling like the world is caving in on us because we didn't get what we wanted, that relationship, that job, whatever the case may be, that friendship, that school. We can allow it to bring us down and take that energy and bring us down to a low vibrating state. Or we can turn it around and say, you know what, I'm going to let this motivate me. I'm going to let this motivate me. You know, once you learn the clarity within yourself in terms of what you know you deserve, it changes everything in life for real. It changes everything. It shapes you. You know, once you have the clarity within your life in terms of knowing what you deserve, that is what you can use. That is the bridge that you can use to walk down your path of earning your blessings even after being rejected. You know, and that right there is something that took a while for me to actually accomplish, should I say, get to that place in my life. But once I got it, I ran with it. You know, once I got it, I ran with it. You know, when I first started doing music years ago, you know, when I first started doing music years ago, at first some people, you know, turned their nose, didn't really see the vision, didn't really see what I already knew within me that I could do, but they downplayed it. They downplayed it. They rejected me when it came to giving me opportunity to get booth time, studio time, and stuff like that. So when I walked away, I already had the clarity within. I already knew I was going to do this. I already knew that I was going to do this. I didn't need not one person or any individual, any single individual to tell me a bunch of no's when I already knew that all I needed was one yes. And that one yes was from God. All I needed was one yes, bro. All I needed was one yes. And I knew it. I was like, y'all don't have to see the vision. Y'all don't have to believe it. You know, I need to believe it. You need to believe it. I needed to believe that I was talented enough to be able to put music together that people would appreciate. So what I did was I took my pen and my pad. This was back in the day when we wrote our music. Nowadays, everybody putting it on their tablets. I'm old school. If I was to write again, I would actually grab the pen and pad and do it the old school way. But what I did was I took my pen and my pad, got in my zone, and scripted, kept working. Those no's being laughed at ain't do nothing but fuel me, bro. It ain't do nothing but fuel me. So actually earlier on, even though I didn't get it until a little bit later, but when I did get it, the moment that I did get it, bro, and learn that lesson, you know, I was like, I'm going to take all this energy and I'm gonna make a believer out of everybody that can't see what it is that I'm going after, bro. I'm going to make a believer out of everybody, you know. You can laugh at me now, but later on you're going to be coming to me for advice. Just like when I got into personal training, you know, when I first got into personal training or entertained the idea of getting into personal training, before I got my personal training certification, I wasn't in shape. But in my mind, I was going to get in shape. So I was willing to do the work every single day, and simultaneously I was studying personal training. While I'm in the gym, I'm being overlooked. You know, while I'm in the gym, you know, he's a weak guy. I'm not being asked to help spot people, things of that nature. But I used all of that as fuel. I was like, you'll see. So over a period of time, man, I just was digging and grinding and working, taking all of those rejections of people not seeing the value within me or see what it is that I knew that I was capable of. I took all of that energy and I just applied it to my work. I took all of that energy and I just applied it to my work. So over a period of time, I started getting good when it came to the music, to the point where everything that I knew I could do with it, eventually I was standing on the center stage where a lot of people, you know, was cheering. A lot of people got the vision over a period of time, even after being rejected. As a matter of fact, the ones that rejected me ended up doing music with me. You know, I didn't harbor it, I didn't hold on to it, but at some point, once they saw that everybody else was picking up what I was putting down, at some point they wanted to work with me. And I actually knew that at some point I would be working with them at some point. They're going to see it one day. Same thing when it came to personal training. You know, I wasn't in the physical shape that I wanted to be in, so I was like, I'm going to work. Over a period of time, okay, I see. You know, I'm getting compliments. I see you making the gains. My wife, she complimented me. I see you making the gains. I see you doing what you do. I see you in that book. I see you studying. I see you improving. I see you getting educated. Because I already knew, bro. I already knew within that at some point I was going to get in shape, and at some point I was going to get that personal trainer certification regardless of what anybody thought. And that's exactly what happened. I got in shape, and that's exactly what happened. I manifested that personal training certification. And then the next phase was applying myself. The next phase was applying myself. Did I get accepted by every job? No. Did I get accepted by every job opportunity? No. At some point, I took another route and started my own fitness business. I took another route because I already knew. I already knew that I had it within me. The only clarity that I needed, bro, was myself and God's approval. That was all I needed. So 100 people could tell me no, bro. 100 people could reject me, and it wouldn't take away the fire. It wouldn't take away my belief. And that's how strong your belief have to be. You have to believe so much that you could be in a room full of people who will tell you no and say thank you, but no thank you. Accept it for what it is, but don't accept it for who you are. You can't take advantage of that opportunity, but you can definitely take advantage of the next door that's open to you. You just got to believe in yourself. You got to have that type of faith, unwithering faith within yourself to know, I'm going to just use this as logs in my furnace. You have to have that fire within. You got to have that fire already within. And the way that I see it is, once I developed my fire, once I knew within myself, of not just that, but everything, with YouTube, everything. Once I obtained that fire, all you could do is add to the fire. All rejection can do is grow the fire. All rejection can do is add to the fuel of my already burning fire. So what I do is I take anybody's lack of belief in me, I convert it and turn it into a log. And I say, thank you for giving me that log. If anybody rejects me, when it comes to whatever it is that I'm doing, thank you. I'm going to need that log. I'm going to need that log, and I'm going to toss that log into my fire. So all it does is grow my fire, bro. All rejection and all being rejected does for me is they become logs in my world, bro. They become logs because I already know up here I belong. I already know up here that God told me I am. I already know up here that God gave me the gift. I already know up here that God said you just got to earn it. I already know up here that God said go get it. You feel me? And God already hit me along my journey. He hit me to it. He was like, you want this bad, right? All right, I'm gonna throw some people in your path that's gonna tell you no. How bad do you want it still? I'm gonna have some people in your path back to back to back to back knows. How bad do you want it still? How much can you still see what it is that I birthed within you, despite the fact that the external sources, the world, the outside noise is telling you no? Do you really believe within yourself? Do you know what I have given you? Do you know the gift that I've given you? So if you truly believe it, if you truly believe inside that I have given you something that you want to birth, whatever that idea is, that dream you want to birth into the stratosphere, you want to birth it into the universe, then no matter how many no's you get, all you need is one, and that is from God. Travel that journey and recognize that the no's is just part of the test. The no's is just part of the test. The rejections are just part of the tests. How bad do you want it? So once you grow to a point in your life when you are sure of yourself, you have that clarity within yourself, then you already know you can go out and apply yourself all day long, bro. And if you come back with not one single yes, you're still smiling. You've collected a bunch of logs. That's how I see it. I'm coming back in the crib with a bunch of big, fat, heavy logs. The heavier the rejection, the bigger the log. The heavier the rejection, the greater the log, bro. The heavier the rejection, good. All you did was just give me a log that's going to be added fuel to my already burning flame. And then you know what happens after that, bro? Your fire grows. And once that opportunity presents itself, everybody's going to be able to see how special you are. Once that opportunity comes your way, somebody's going to be able to spot it, bro. And guess what? It's going to become a blessing. You feel me? It's going to become a blessing over a period of time, over a period of no's, over a period of rejections, over a long period sometimes. At some point, bro, all you got to do is hold on or try my method. Believe first. Have a strong belief within yourself, a strong belief system internally. Convert all rejection into logs. And I love having fun with it, man. I love seeing that fire burn within. I love seeing that fire grow within. Just like when I drop videos. You know, not every video hit. Not every video is going to do views and numbers, but I don't pay attention to that because I already know. I already know I'm established already, bro. I'm established already. I already know that this is going to take care of me and my family at some point. It's just a matter of time. So whether you like my videos or whether you don't like my videos, it doesn't matter to me. My heart is in the right place. My heart is in a pure place. And as I stated at the beginning of this video, no matter how good you do, not everybody is going to like it, bro. And that's just the reality of life, but you got to be good with it. You got to be good with it. It's probably somebody that watch my video right now. As a matter of fact, I know it's people that watch my videos that don't like. Come on now, I'm keeping it real. That will refuse to hit that like button, no matter how many positive nuggets that I drop, no matter how much I may have helped them, you know, not being cocky or nothing. I'm just being real. No matter how much I may have helped them, they won't hit a like button for nothing. They won't subscribe. They'll refuse to subscribe. No matter how much it helps them, no matter how many positive takeaways they get, they just won't subscribe, bro. And that's okay. I'm okay with that, you know. Or on the flip side, they will subscribe, but they won't turn on the post notification bell. Or they'll even turn on the post notification bell, but will never comment because they don't want you to know that they're watching. They don't want you to know that they're watching. And these are people who I call ghost followers, ghost supporters, you know, the ones that will at some point in your journey, when they see everybody else rooting for you, then they'll pop their heads out of nowhere, bro. I'm hip, I peep game. And I used to be bitter about it, but not anymore. You know, this is my journey, this is my baby, this is what I enjoy doing. Plus, I'm helping people along the way, which is ultimately the reason why I do what I do. So, of course, I appreciate all the ones who are here. Even if you are a ghost supporter, I do appreciate you, because if I'm helping you in some way, then really my job is done. You feel me? Everything else is really less important. I'm just giving an example. But for the ones who show up, the ones who actually support fully, you know, who tap that like button, who support what we do genuinely, wholeheartedly, who come through, you know, do the extra mile and just drop a positive comment, you know, I do appreciate y'all. Again, for the ghost followers, I appreciate y'all too. But for the ones who don't, for the ones, I want to hit that like button but won't because it does something inside of them, it's cool. Thank you for the love. It's going in my furnace. For the ones who won't subscribe, thank you for the love. It's going in my furnace. For the ones who drop negativity, for the ones who drop negative comments, thank you so much for the logs. It's going in my furnace. All you're doing is fueling my growth. All you're doing for me is fueling the fire inside, because I already believe. My faith isn't withered. I'm already determined. I already know. I'm already sure of myself. I already know this is where I belong. I already know the success is going to happen. It's happening before my eyes. It's happening before your eyes. I'm not second guessing myself, third guessing myself, fourth guessing myself, fifth guessing myself. I already know. I already believe. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of continuing to do what I do, not just with YouTube, but with any of my endeavors, because that's the type of faith that I have within myself. You know, you have to find a strategy and a way to not allow rejections to do you in, bro. You got to find a way to not allow rejections to sit you down and be in a depressed seat, bro. You can't do that. You got to find a way to convert it, bro. And one of the better ways to do it is to find that belief within yourself. That's really it. That's really all it takes. For real, for real. It's not even a big secret. All you got to do is just believe in yourself and keep going and trust and believe. The more you keep believing, as you keep believing, as you keep walking, as you keep knowing that, rest assured, God already told me this is mine, bro. It may not be at this building. It may not be at that building. It may not be this female. It may not be that female. But God will equip you with the right person at the right time. God will equip you with the female that will one day become your fiance, that will one day become your wife, that has become my wife. You feel what I'm saying? I've been rejected by females. You know, I know I'm a handsome dude and all, you know. No, I'm just messing with y'all, though. I got a little personality. I'm not, you know, one of those type of guys. But yeah, I've been rejected before, but it's all good, man. I already knew. So much fish in the sea. So much fish in the sea, so many opportunities out here to still win. No matter how many doors close in your life, no matter how many relationship doors close in your life, no matter how many job opportunity doors close in your life, no matter how many business practices close in your life, no matter how much money you lost with that last business practice, you can still gain. You can still gain by, guess what? You can gain by gaining experience first, gaining confidence, taking every loss and converting it into a lesson, using that lesson, applying that lesson into the next season of your life. That way you won't go back and make the same mistake. And guess what? it turns into a blessing. At some point in your journey, it turns into a blessing. At some point in your life, your rejections can turn into your blessings. Those rejections, those relationship rejections, bro. When my family told me, no, you don't belong, it took me some time to get beyond it. At some point, I accepted it, but guess what? Later on, God brought a family to me. Later on, God introduced me to my new family. Later on, God introduced me to a family that said yes. Later on, God introduced me to a family that says, I see value within you. Your life means something. You're special. At some point, God introduced me to a family that saw fit for me, you feel me, to be in their life, and vice versa. So you just got to learn how to take those losses, bro, and convert them into the other type of L, which are lessons, and then convert those lessons, put them on your tool belt, bro. I like to look at L's, bro. I like to put everything that I've learned, those type of L's, not losses, but put them on a tool belt. You feel me? And just collect it. It's like adding tools to your tool belt, bro. Because at some point in your life, you're going to need to pull out those tools as you move forward. Because those tools are now what you are equipped with. You're now better prepared for the next season, for the next relationship, for the next job opportunity, for the next business practice, to write up your next pitch when it comes to trying to find a business partner. You're better equipped. You have the tools. You have the tools to say, I know not to do this, but want to try this. And it's all just trial and error, bro. It's all sharpening you. It's all sharpening you. It's all shaping your character. It's all making you better. It's all making you stronger. It's all leading to your blessing. Yes, your rejection will lead you to your blessing. Your rejections is leading you to your blessings. You just got to look at it from a different lens, bro. You just got to look at it from a different lens. You feel me? I'm staring through these glasses right now, and I can sit here and pay attention to everything through this lens. You feel what I'm saying? But if I look at this lens, I see beautiful people, bro. If I look at this lens, I see me working. If I look at this lens, I'm helping so many people right now. You feel what I'm saying? I could look down at the floor, keep my head down and be sad about being rejected, or I could look up in God and say, thank you. I ain't belong there. Thank you for the lessons that you've given me along my path. Thank you for putting me in a position to continue to keep moving with fire inside. Thank you for one day I'm gonna get there. One day I will succeed. And you just gotta believe within, man. You gotta have that fire. You gotta have that faith. You gotta have that determination within you. You feel me? But you gotta believe. But trust and believe. Those rejections, they're not your rejections. They're other people's rejections. You're not a reject. You feel me? You just got to see God's favor for your life. You got to see how God want to work in your favor. You know what I mean? You got to look in a different direction. You got to turn that pain into fuel, bro. You got to turn that pain, convert them into logs, and pour them into your fire. You feel me? But yeah, man, I hope you guys appreciated this message. If you did, do me a favor. If you genuinely appreciated it, like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notification bell, man. I know I may sound like I'm bitter or whatever the case may be for the ones who don't. Trust and believe I appreciate y'all too, even if you're just watching. But for those who stand out, for the ones who actually show genuine support, I appreciate y'all, my day ones, my in-betweens, my right nows, and my future supporters. We're manifesting growth, man. I can't do it without y'all. I look forward to seeing y'all in the next video. Do what brings life to you. And it's a great chance that you'll bring life to whatever it is that you do. You already know. Rain, sleet, or snow. The goal is to #grow. I love what I do, man. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace and blessings. One love. Strength.